Hey everybody, welcome back to Matt's Ice Cream Show, and we are back on our quest to try all the ice cream world has to offer. Today is going to be a little bit different. Today is a Memorial Day episode, so I'm actually not going to be reviewing an ice cream today. I will be eating ice cream though. I'll be eating the vanilla Swiss almond from Haagen-Dazs. If you guys want to see that, you can go right here and you'll be able to see it. As you can see, I'm a little bit over today because I'm going to be putting pictures up from when I was in the military, talking about Memorial Day, when I was in Iraq, etc. So you will be able to see some of these pictures right here. Today's going to be a little bit more relaxed. Today is actually the first of a series we're going to call Chill and Chat with Matt. It's going to be basically less ice cream centric and more me centric. No, some of you asked me questions in the past, and I wanted to answer those questions, but I was not sure how to go about it. So I decided to create a separate series that will go in congruence with the ice cream show, but we're going to sprinkle it in sometimes where I kind of just chill and hang out. So also, if you guys can go to the discussion tab in the future, if you have any suggestions, if you have any ice creams you would like me to try out. It's hard sometimes to find what exact episode certain comments were in. So if you go to the discussions tab, it would really help me out because, and put your suggestions there, because then I can go through that. It'll be a lot easier to find the stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So today is Memorial Day. It's a day that we remember the fallen in America from past conflicts. Some of you know I was in the Marine Corps. I was from 2003 to 2007. I did 2 tours overseas, 2 deployments. One was to Iraq in 2004 into 2005, and the other one was in the Mediterranean / Indian Ocean, Eastern Africa area in 2006 on the 24th MU, the Marine Expeditionary Unit. So I'm basically going to talk to you guys a little bit about my experience, some of the things I went through, what it's like to be a veteran, etc. So yeah, let's go ahead and I guess jump into it. Admittedly, this is a little different for me. I've been a bit hesitant to talk about this because I don't want it to seem as if I'm trying to make myself out to be some hero. I'm not a hero at all. I did serve my country. I'm very proud of my service. I'm very proud of being Marine. However, I don't want to get too political, but let's just say I don't agree with everything that's transpired since then. And I feel like a lot of the things that I participated in weren't necessarily helpful for the world. Really good ice cream, by the way. Yeah. So, like I said, I was in the Marine Corps. I'll give you a background. I'm originally from North Carolina. A lot of my family had served in the military. I was in the 11th grade when 9/11 happened. I was in history class. Obviously, it was a very tragic day. I felt the need to serve my country in a time of war. I didn't necessarily agree with going into Iraq, but I wanted to be a part of something bigger than me. I wanted to serve my country in a time of war. I wanted to do I guess I wanted to do good things. Whether or not they were good things, in retrospect, is a different story. I went to boot camp in September of 2003. I graduated in December of 2003. Went to school. I was in communications. When I was in school, I volunteered to go as a replacement for some people who had gotten hurt in Iraq. They picked another guy. When I got to my duty station, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, I actually walked into the wrong office, and they were looking for 2 people to go, so I volunteered. So literally on my year mark in the military, I was on a flight to Iraq. It was kind of the beginning of the Iraq War. We'd only been there about a year and some change at that point. It was like the Wild West. Pretty crazy place. We had a few guys. We had quite a few guys get hurt, and we had 2 guys get killed on December 3rd, 2004. Corporal Ben Lay and Corporal Matthew Wyatt. Their actions pretty much saved everybody. I wasn't there at that particular FOB, Forward Operating Base, but a lot of my friends were. We had multiple bases. A truck bomb or a vehicle-borne IED or improvised explosive device, car bomb, truck bomb, broke the gate, ran through the gate. They ran forward and were firing at it. It exploded, and they ended up dying from their wounds. It injured a lot of people, and it messed up a lot of things. Throughout my tour, we had quite a few casualties, and unfortunately, those 2 guys were killed. Iraq was a I don't really talk about this a lot, so you have to forgive me. Was a crazy place to say the least. Came back in March of 2005. In retrospect, I began having problems around that time. I had a lot of anger issues and a lot of depression, a lot of sleep issues and other issues. My last 2 years of the Marine Corps were pretty much a blur. I drank a lot, got in a lot of fights. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I went on a second deployment. For the most part, we just did training missions. We went all over Europe, as far as like certain ports like Rome and Spain, or Italy and Spain and Cyprus, Tunisia, etc. In 2006, Hamas and Israel got into a skirmish, a battle, and we helped to evacuate American citizens from Beirut, Lebanon. It was sad. Honestly, a lot of that deployment was a blur. I would say it was traumatic, but after Iraq, I didn't really see anything as traumatic because it paled in comparison. I decided after 4 years that I'd had enough. I was having a lot of problems. The last 6 months of my career, I spent about 3 weeks in an inpatient program for in retrospect, what was post-traumatic stress disorder. And I spent about a month and a half in an outpatient program. I checked myself in. Um, when I got out of the military, I felt lost. I didn't really know. I mean, I always wanted to pursue acting and writing and directing, but I didn't really know. I didn't really know how to go about it. I didn't have the courage to do it. I didn't have the savvy or the know-how. I spent another 2 years, 2.5 years, basically ruining my life. I ended up losing everything. I was essentially homeless for about a month and a half, 2 months. I was living out of my vehicle and on other people's couches. So I finally decided to get some help in late 2009. I went to a specialized post-traumatic stress disorder unit for 6 weeks. It was an inpatient program in the hospital. Spent my 25th birthday in the hospital. A lot of Vietnam veterans, Persian Gulf veterans. I guess luckily for me, I met some really good people who saw some potential in me. I realized that I had some real issues and that I needed to get some help, some serious help. It's been a hell of a road since then. Here we are, almost 11, 12 years. Let's see. Almost 12 or 13 years later, I guess, whatever 2009 is from 2021. 11, 12 years, anyway. I'd always had aspirations of pursuing a career in New York or LA in the film industry. So I decided when I was 27 that basically it was now or never. So I took the leap. I really didn't know anybody in New York. I didn't have a lot of money. I did have some benefits from the military. And I just moved up here. I moved to New York. I guess Memorial Day is kind of somber to me and a lot of veterans because you don't really know what you got till it's gone. And I felt like I died in Iraq. I felt like my soul got taken away. My childhood, my immaturity. Although we're always immature, but I'm saying like I learned a lot about myself there. I learned a lot about myself in Iraq. I learned a lot about people. I learned how simultaneously awesome and horrible war is. I say awesome because I've never experienced that level of high, that level of adrenaline rush. I've never experienced that level of intoxication with power. But I've also never experienced such horrible things in my life. Human beings can become very animalistic. I don't feel like I did anything worth praising honestly, when people tell me thank you for your service, it feels weird. I appreciate it, but I don't feel like I did anything uh, worthy of praise. Iraq was a horrible place. We shouldn't have been there in the first place, and we shouldn't be there now. And this isn't to get into a political discussion. This is just my opinion. If you feel differently, that's fine. I respect your opinion. Uh, I I've grappled with a lot of my issues since then. Post-traumatic stress disorder in particular. I have trouble sleeping. I have, believe it or not, anger issues. I have worked. I've gone to a lot of therapy. Gone to anger management. I've done other things to help me deal with my issues. I feel hyper vigilant when I'm outside. You know, I almost expect to get ambushed or attacked around every corner, and that may seem a bit crazy, but I'm always expecting a certain level of violence to happen that most people probably could never even fathom. PTSD has definitely hurt me. It has hurt me in uh, my work. It's hurt me in school. It's hurt me in my relationships with my family, specifically my relationships with women. I actually stopped dating for a while because I realized that I needed to work on my issues. I had dated some people in the past, and I'm not going to say it was all my fault, but a lot of it was my fault that it didn't work out because I had a lot of issues that I hadn't worked through. And I'm not going to lie, it deters me from dating now. Obviously, it'd be, nice to find a life mate, if you will. But it's hard for me to deal with this. I don't know that I could ever expect somebody else to want to deal with this. I've tried to get better as I've gone. Try to stay busy. Try to keep myself occupied. I don't drink. I don't do drugs anymore. I smoke marijuana once in a while, but I used to do it all the time. I used to do a lot of things all the time. I've cut back because I want to become a better person. But there's still some demons in the dark in my head, and they're not easy to deal with. Serving in the military was one of the best times of my life. I met the cream of the crop. I met the cream of the crop of my generation. And I don't say that lightly. Most of the people I served with I have nothing but respect for. They helped me to grow. They helped me to mature. They showed me so many invaluable things that I could never repay them for. We went through a lot of hard times, and we didn't always get on each other's, or we didn't always get along. There's definitely times we got on each other's nerves, but I don't think I could ever repay them for some of the things I was taught. I miss them. I miss a lot of my brothers. They're my family. miss our guys who died. I think it's probably one of the hardest things about getting out of the military is you build such a camaraderie, and you go through hell together. But after it's over, and pretty much never see each other again. I mean, I have friends on Facebook and Instagram, etc., but it's not the same, you know. People ask me, would I do it again? I don't know how to answer that question. I mean, part of me thinks I would, because I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be the person I am. But then, part of me, still remembers how fucking scary it was. How horrible of a place Iraq was, and war is in general. I've never felt so alive. But I've also never felt so scared in my life. I've also never felt so scared in my life. It's an intoxicating feeling when you have that kind of power. It's when you realize that you're riding around with some of the baddest people on earth, and you've got weapons in your hand that can do a lot of damage, to say the least. It's a very intoxicating feeling, but I don't know how I feel. I've thought about Iraq every day since I've left. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about it. I dream about it at night. And sometimes I think about it all day long. There's times when I'm doing this show that I think about it. But me doing this episode is really not about, or at least the point of it is not about, me or me being some hero or some badass, because I'm not. This is really about the people who never came back. They're the real heroes. Not to be cliche, but they are. Our guys saved so many people. And I guess I was very lucky to serve with them. I was very lucky to serve with some heroes. And I hope they're never forgotten. I'll never forget them. I'll never forget any of the other guys I knew who died, like Lieutenant Kelly or Lance Corporal Desiato, or a bunch of other guys I went to boot camp and training with. But yeah. So I know this episode was a little bit more somber, a little bit more serious. Uh, like I said, we'll be doing more of these peppered throughout, not all the time, but some of you wanted to know me better, and I felt like I'll give you more of me. I'm a bit hesitant to talk about certain things because, to be honest, I'm not proud of them, and I'm not some hero. I'm not like a John Rambo or a Jason Bourne. I'm just a guy who thought I'd made the right decision at the time, and now I don't know. When you're young, you don't think about things a certain way. You don't realize that life is very fragile, and you can't really prepare somebody for war. You can train them, you can get them in a certain mindset, but you really can't train them for that. But yeah, so that is my Memorial Day story. This episode is actually dedicated to Corporal Lee and Corporal Wyatt of Sierra Battery 510, Tribil and Waleed, Al Assad and Korean Village in the Al Anbar province of Iraq, 2004 and 2005. It's dedicated to all my brothers and sisters who served their country. It's dedicated to all the warriors across the world who fight for a better tomorrow. I think we definitely need a military. I think when the wolf growls at the door, somebody has to go out and be meaner than the wolf. So to all the military members out there and the former military members, thank you for your service. I know this isn't Veterans Day, but I do want to thank you for that. To all the Gold Star families who lost anyone, you're not forgotten by me. I'll never forget your sacrifices. I'll never forget everything you did for me, my friends. Because if it wasn't for you, a lot of us wouldn't be here. Anyway, guys, everybody, I hope that you have a great day today. I hope that you remember the fallen and that you're thankful for your freedom. And I hope that that you hopefully learned a little bit more about me. And we'll see you again in the future for more Chillin' Chats with Matt. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys, doing this with you guys, really does mean a lot to me. I know I do say it a lot, but I do appreciate it. It gives me an outlet to not feel so crazy. I appreciate you. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.